Hi everyone, am I audible? Please confirm. Hey guys, good evening. We are going to start the Django project in shortly because waiting for others to join. Just now we turn with 9 p.m. So we'll wait for a few more minutes. And if you want to say something in the, you can chat, okay? You can put your questions in the chat box. Like you want to say something, you want to ask others, you guys can go ahead in the chat box, okay? Yeah, that is a good interaction. We can do it. So you can ask any questions to me, or you can ask any questions to others. Like think what is the Django and what are the skills are required and what is all about this. We are going to talk about this. Okay. This is a completely beginner's guide. It's for the beginners only. We'll share the test link tomorrow. Like tonight after this session, I will share the test link. I am ready with the questions. Okay. And hopefully you'll get test by tonight. Yeah, definitely. I will take this session from the basic. Otherwise, it is not going to help you. The people who knows the basics, okay, you can skip for a while because I'm going with the basics because many people asked me to share the basic idea about the Django in this. Definitely, we are going with the basics. We'll try our as much as possible. We can cover all the problem statements here in one single project. And yeah, so anyone please share your ideas, what kind of projects you like in the Django or web development. You can put your questions, or like you can ask, or like you can share your thoughts. So I will try to do it almost a complete project. If it is not done, we can do it another session later. Okay, so right now time is 9:02, and we can go ahead till 11:30. So yeah, I will try my best, guys. I will try to deliver the content, okay, as soon as much as possible. Okay, And I believe that you know the Python little bit. If you want e-commerce website, yes, we can do it because I'm not planned anything. Okay. So anything I'm okay. If you say some project, I will do it for you because we are going with the basics. Okay, e-commerce you want? Okay, I think most of the people like e-commerce in the Django. Okay, so we can do with the Django with e-commerce. Uh, we can do it from the scratch. So yeah, definitely. I will start in a minute because I'm waiting for others to join. Because if they miss the basics, right, it is difficult to understand the content in the middle of the project. So that's the reason I am just waiting for others. Let other people join. I will go on mute for another 1 minute. After that, we are going to start. Adding the product into the favorite. Yes, we can do it, but let's see this how far we can do it. Yeah. So I think I got one vote about e-commerce project for to how to build e-commerce project using the Django. But it is very common to me. And if any other ideas, guys, in this forum, do you want any other project? Do you think any other project you want? No. Hi, Siddesh. Yeah, you are. I mean, what kind of projects you are looking forward in this Django? Mm-hmm. I have a question, people who are watching now. Do you know anything about? Do you know anything about Django or anybody here in the group? Okay, I got a question from the Siddesh is asking, can you tell me what are the requirements of Django in data science? See, it depends. If you are building the very weighted applications, okay, and there is so many screens are there in our application. If you are using a Python, and Django is the preferred to use. We can also use the Flask, which is also more popular framework. And yeah, it depends. If you have more screens, more functionality in the user interface, then we can go for the Django. And if you have only limited functionality, like only 2 to 3 screens, you are uploading the file or something, only little bit screens are there, then you can go for the Flask. As Pratibha is saying about social media, yes, something like similar to the FB. Okay, someone is asking about the blogging website. Already I have done the blogging website in the same YouTube. You can go and check. I have done already, so I don't want to do it repeated again, same thing. Gopala Krishna is asking, yes, yes, I know. Something like automation is possible. So automations we can do with the web scraping. Okay, to answer our questions, we can do with the web scraping, guys. I don't know, you asking questions to someone, but I'm answering. Okay, and yeah, so this is a web development framework, and Flask is the lightweight apps. Yes, Django is for the large applications. Yes, e-commerce applications and something you can build. So I will go with the very basics. People who thinks you know already this, and the better. I'm going with the basics basically. So I'm going to start now, guys. As time is up, I'll be starting now. Okay. So I will be starting now. Okay, so let's get it. I hope you're able to see my screen. So if not, please confirm. Hope you're able to see my screen. Please confirm, guys. Okay, so let's get started. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I'm just Googling Django project. Okay, and if you go to the Django project, okay, the couple of things which will come to know. Django is one of the most popular web framework which we can build very complex based applications. And if you can see, there is three important things you should know. Django is radically fast, and it is more secure and more scalable. And if you look at the documentation's perspective, Django is actually using the different versions. Okay, there is a huge difference between the Django 1.1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so currently we are going to use the Django 3.1 in our applications. If you look at here, 1.8, 1.10, 1.11, 2, 2.1, and all these there. And there is a huge difference between the 1.1.x and 2.2 and 3.0 because new features recently released in the 3.0. Okay. And this is about the, I mean, you can have a look into the documentation, which is a very nice documentation, guys. I will use this documentation today and which complete overview. And so to install the Django, okay, I will explain one by one instead of talking so much of theory. We can come to know the theory more about the Django here. Okay. So now, if I want to install Django, okay, you have to go to the PyPI project, and you can get this. So pip install Django. If you look at on my screen, there is a latest version is 3.1.5, and which we have it here, right? So we can use this to installation. Now I'm going to use the VS Code for the development of this project. I'll consider it is the e-commerce only today, since most people are asked me about e-commerce. I'll go with the e-commerce development only. Okay, and if you look at here, I'm going to create a new folder and will start working on it. So you can also create new environment by using the uh, different virtual environments, but I'm not creating any new environment. I will go directly with the project development. Okay. So let me take here terminal. I'm just clicking on the terminal, and let me deactivate current environment in my local. Now I'm going to install the Django. Since I have there is a two versions of the Django in my local, I'm going to use the pip command to install the Django. So we'll install the Django here, pip3 install Django. Okay. And when I go and enter here, we'll see this Django, if it is any latest version, which will already installed in my local. Okay. Maybe first time you are installing, it may take some time. Okay. So that's where this is there. Currently, this is installed. Just you remember here, Django is depending on the some of the uh, what I can say. There is some dependencies are there here. So, for example, PY time zone and ASGI reference and something which is related to the SQL parse. These are the some dependencies when you want to when you are going to install the Django in your local. There is a dependencies are there here, right? Now I want to create a project here first. To create a project, and we need to understand what is the Django basically, right? So let me tell you guys, I'm going to take one small presentation to explain you much better here in the normal text way. I don't want to go with the too much details, but I want to explain about this. Okay. And yeah. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to explain about the Django here. So let's talk about the architecture here. So what are the things is required for the Django? Okay. For example, you take the Django. Django need, it's a web application. When I say web application, okay, we need servers, we need database, we need and also your user interface. So basically it deals with the model view controller. Okay, so basically this Django we are going to deal with MVC. Okay, that means we need a database in the Django, and also we need user interface, and also we need something like server. Okay, these are the three things we should know. So Django basically supports the 5 databases, 5 DBs. One is the like MariaDB, and SQLite 3, and it is also supports the Oracle, MySQL, and Postgres. Okay, so totally it supports multiple databases here, 5 databases it supports. Okay, and user interface, I'm going to use here Bootstrap. We can use the anything here, you can use the Bootstrap, or we can go with the React JS, and we can also use the different frameworks basically. Okay, and also we can use the different servers here, servers like uh, in when you are working in your local computer, the default database is the SQLite 3. Okay, and the server is what is the server we are going to use it here? The basically Django server. In your local we can use the Django server, but when you are deploying this Django applications, we use the different servers. So Nginx, okay, Unicorn, there are different types of the servers we have it, so we can use the different servers there. Okay, so in today we are going to build e-commerce platform, and in that case we are going to use the Postgres, and also we can use Bootstrap and Django server. We can also use the Django server, and we actually follow the MVC architecture, right? And also I'm going to use something called 3.1 dot, and something called 3 dot x. Okay, we are going to use the Django version is called the 3 dot x. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask me in the chat box. I'm just reading the questions on the chat box. Okay. So what kind of questions you have, guys? Okay. So let me start with in Django we follow something called MVT instead of C. Okay, we follow the MVT architecture. Here we have the model and view and controller. But instead of the controller, view act as a controller. Okay, and T is actually like a template. Okay, we can use a template. So I'm going to create a project here. We can understand. So MVC is actually model view controller, but we don't use MVC here directly, but we follow the concept called MVT. So T stands for template, and V stands for view, and model stands for M stands for the model basically. Okay, so let me create a project here. To create a project, we need to use some commands here. Okay, the commands is like Django and hyphen. So I'm using the Django hyphen admin start project. Okay, and we can use the project name. Okay, and also we can, if you want to create an app, we can create an app by using the start app as well. So what I mean to say that we need to create a project first, then we'll create apps, then I'll come back to and explain you that why we are creating the project, what are the apps, why we need to create apps, how they are linked to each other, we'll come to know. So let me create a project here. Okay, I'm clearing the text. So I'm going to the terminal. So I'm going to create a project here in my local. So project is Django hyphen admin. So Django admin and start project, and project name is, for example, okay, so e-commerce we are saying, telling, right? We can say that okay, the commerce. Okay, I'm creating the project name called commerce here, and you can see Django start project commerce. Basically, it is created. Okay, let me open the folder. I need to create a folder first, then I can create it, guys. There is some small. I'll create a project called e-commerce folder. E-commerce, create it, open the e-commerce file, and here I will create it project. Okay, so let me create it a project here. Click on new terminal. Deactivate and Django, and we need to create a project here, Django. So Django -admin, and you can say start project, and we can create a project name called the commerce. Okay, we can use commerce here. I'm creating the project name is called the commerce. If you can see here, I created just now a commerce project. So when you expand this commerce folder, you can see there are some files. The file names like WSGI and ASGI and settings.py and urls.py. So like this, there are so many files we created by default. Okay. So what is actually this one? So main important thing you should understand here, settings.py. There we actually having all the settings. If you look at this, we have the path and installed apps like admin, authentication, content types. These are already Django is providing some apps for you. Some apps is there, and also we have some middlewares. These are nothing but controllers, and we have the templates, and we have something called WSGI application, something like databases. We can connect to the databases from here. Basically this is the database connections we can make through, and password validators, and we have the language time zone. If you want to set the time zone, right, so we can change this one. By default is the UTC time zone. If you want to set this time zone to the different time zones, we can set here. And also we have static URL. What is the meaning of static URL? If you want to place any CSS, JavaScript and images, we are going to use this static URL. Okay, and this is the next file is the main urls.py. So I'm just going to show you this main urls.py is have like basically the URLs. So path, admin.site.urls and manage.py. So these are all the different files you can see. If you look at this directory, which file is going to be start? So manage.py is the first file when you are going to start Django project. Okay, if you look at this manage.py, there is a method called main. This main method basically calls when you are calling from the line number 22. So 22 is basically you are calling the main method. So first you need to call the main method. In the main method, we have the complete information, right? So we are going to call the settings.module file. Basically, you are calling the settings file. And in the settings file, you are going to call the URLs. Okay, so like that navigation is there. If you can look at this settings.py, you are going to call the URLs, main URLs. From the main URLs, these URLs, you are navigating to the different applications. So I'm just repeating again, our first file is the manage.py, and second file is settings.py. And after that, we'll navigate to the URLs. From the URLs, we'll navigate to the different apps. Okay, so we'll move to the different applications when actually you are creating the large applications. So we can create multiple apps also here. Okay, we can create multiple apps also. For example, uh, I want to create this application with something like Postgres. We can also create with the Postgres as well. So we can create a database in Postgres. We can create it, and we will see that one as well. So now Django supports basically SQL only. Django is always supports SQL, and Django is one kind of ORM tool. So let me tell you one important fact about the Django. So why we need to use the Django, guys? Django is basically used for object relational mapping. Like you write Python code to create tables or data into the database. Basically, if I want to create a database, or if I want to create a tables in the database, I don't want to know the about SQL queries. I will use the Python class, and automatically the tables will be created in my code. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to configure the database here. If you look at my screen, I'm going to configure, but before that, I want to execute my project. Okay, say that cd commerce, say that Python space 3 manage.py and run server. So what does it mean? Like basically I am going to execute this. So Python 3 manage.py run server, which is basically I'm executing my project. I'm going to run my project by using the server. If I go and run this project, and automatically you can see something called there is a development server at port number is 8000 on localhost. So you can click on this. Okay, you can click on this, it will take you to this application. Okay, so this means it is pointing to the Django 3.1. If you look at on my screen, it is pointing to the Django 3.1, and this install worked successfully, and congratulations. And this is in the debug is equal to true, basically, right? The debug is equal to true. This means that you set up the application correctly. Django is installed correctly without any issues. Okay, whenever you see the screen, the Django is installed successfully. So I'll go back to the Visual Studio Code, and you can see there is you have 18 unapplied migrations. Your project may not work properly until you apply the migrations for the apps. So if you go to the settings.py, there is basically like admin, authentication, content type, sessions, messages, static files. So what are these? Python is, I mean, Django is already giving the some of the apps, and to use it in your applications. You don't need to about admin screen. You don't need to worry about authentications. You don't need to worry about the giving the permissions to the users and sessions, messages, static files. The basically what we can do, right? We can use this functionality in our project. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to create a database here. So let me go to now the PG admin. I'm going to use the SQL or PostgreSQL here instead of using the SQLite 3. Okay. So let's go to this. I'm using the SQLite 3 now. So once it is installed, okay, I'm going to create a database, new database here for this our project. I'm going to create a new user also. So let me create it basically. Yeah, I'll go to this, enter admin. First, I will create new user for this, which we already done previously. Same way, I'm going to create new user. So username is the commerce or e-user, I can say e-user, and this is for e-commerce. Okay. E-commerce, and you can put this, go to the definition, give the password is admin only, and give the privileges. I'm giving all the privileges here. So let me put the privileges, membership, okay, parameters, okay, security is also okay. Okay, I think I'm giving, okay, not required this, we can leave it as it is. Security and membership is fine. Parameters, I want to delete this. Creating the user, okay. I'll go and create a table called, I'm going to create a database, sorry, and I will say it is the commerce. And instead of giving this username, I will give, just now I created a username that's called user. I will give user. So commerce is the database. I'll give the use, the owner is the user, and definition is fine. Security, here I will grant the permissions from the Postgres to user. Okay, so basically I'm giving all the permissions here and select all, and this is done now. Okay, basically what I'm doing it here, I'm creating a database. I created the one owner for this. That's where I'm just going into this. Click on the save, and if you go to this, there is a the commerce database is created, and the schema is there public, and I don't want, I am not seeing anything much. Okay, means there is no tables here. Okay, so there is no tables. So if I go to the Visual Studio Code and look at this settings.py, so there is a tables here. So basically there is a database connections here to connect with the database. So what I'm going to do, right, I don't want to give this default one, the SQLite 3. So I will click this URL. Okay, it will directly take me to the databases. I'm just going to click on open. If you go to the databases here, and there is a Postgres, so by default is the SQLite 3, right? As I said, Django supports the 4 databases. Okay, one is a SQLite 3, another one is the Postgres and MySQL and all. Okay, so in this case, what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use these databases, so Postgres databases, because I can see the entire information. So that's where like this is going to be. So I'm going to add this code, and default is the now django.db.backends.postgresql, and my database is the commerce, which just now I created here, and the user is the user, and the password is the admin, and the host name is, I will keep it like this. As you know that the port number in my local is 5433. Okay, so 5433. So what I'm going to do, right, so when you are running the first time your project, there is some tables is already given by the Django. For example, if you look at the admin, authentication, content types, sessions, and messages and static files. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to run these apps to create a tables in my local database. So control C, and use the command called python 3 manage.py, and execute the command called make migrations. So if you may forgot these commands, you just click on this python 3 manage.py. You can look at this. So what I'm saying that python 3 space manage.py, and you can see all the commands is showing up here. We can see the change password, create super user, and remove stale content types, something like flush, load data. So these are all like different commands which you're seeing after entering this python 3 space manage.py, right? What I'm going to do, right, is now I'm going to create tables in my local DB. So for that, I'm going to use python 3 space manage.py. And first time when you are running this command, you can use this migrate. Migrate means you're migrating some tables which is already given by the Python Django. Django is given some tables. So if you can look at my PG admin, here there is no tables, guys. Now what I'm going to do, right, I will go to this and migrate command I will use. Click on this migrate command. You can see all the tables will be executed here, right? Means all the scripts are executed and the tables are created. So let me tell you what is happening here. Django is providing the some tables, okay, like 10 tables are providing, which are related to the admin, authentications, permissions, and sessions. First time we need to create those tables inside your database. So why we need to create? There are tables like username, there are tables like permissions, there are user tables like Django sessions and all. So we have to use these tables during the first setup, okay? So once you created these tables, you can go and have a look into the PG admin, and you refresh the schema, then you can see all these 10 tables at a time, first time. You can see here there is a 10 tables are created, right? So authentication group permissions, authentication permissions. So what is this? If you look at the first word, AUTH, that's called authentication. And another word is also authentication. And also you can see Django. If you go to the settings.py, you will understand that basically. You look at here, there is a line number 35 AUTH. It's something called authentication. So by using this is something is called app. So this app contains these tables basically. So AUTH group, AU group permissions, okay, all these tables are created when you run that script. So whenever you create any project, first time we need to create these 10 tables. Okay, if you look at this authentication user, I'm going to check this, what is the content of this authentication user. So basically it has ID, password, last login, username, post name. So like this, all these columns are there. If you expand this, and you can see all the columns here: ID, password, last login, eSuper and all. So we are going to insert the data here. Okay, then we can see how these columns are filled with this. Okay, I'm going to create a super user. Okay, first time when you are running this application, we need some admin. So what I'm going to do, right? Okay, and I'm going to create a super user. So I will use a command called python 3 minus.py create super user. So you can create a super user here. So I'm giving the super user name is the admin only, and pass email is admin. Some, since I'm working in my local computer, I'm not giving the more information. Okay, simple dummy. Password is also admin, and password is again admin. When I entered the admin here, it says that, hey, you entered the similar username and password, and your password is very short and must contain 8 characters. So Django actually, it is always more secured. And but if you're working in your local, it will ask you that confirmation, okay, I can go for it or not. So you can say here yes, not an issue, because you are working in your local. That's fine. Now we can go and run server. You can start the project again. And if you go to the you click on this, it will go to the directly again to the same page, like welcome page. And after that you can enter something called slash admin. So go in here slash admin, you enter, then you can see there is an administration screen. So this is the administration screen, guys. So here we just created one username and password. So same username and password we are going to provide it here. So username is the admin, and again the password is also admin. So I'm just going to click on this, and it will take you to the one of the admin screens. If you look at this, so if you want to create the similar admin screen in your project, definitely you need to spend a lot of time. But Django is providing this feature in your local. Okay, with this project itself by default. You are not built this one, but it is given by the Django. But if you think where this slash admin, if you are given, if you go to this urls.py, where we have the path is called the admin slash. So this admin slash only we are actually using it here. Okay, this admin only we are actually using it. So if I want to change this name to the admin to something called super, and if I go and use this same thing, and you can go back to the screen. So instead of admin, you can use something called super slash works. But if you use the same admin URL, okay, it won't work because that path is nothing now, because we have changed the path by default admin, but we have changed just one to the super. So that's the reason now the super is working. So what I'm going to do, right, I will change this one back to the admin, and we'll keep it here. And now I'm going to enter again admin, then we can see. Now if you click on the users, we can see the users which are created by us. Basically, if you can, I created the one super user here, admin@gmail.com. And if you want to edit this information, you can just click on the admin, and you can give the first name here, and is the test, and I mean last name is the test 2 and test 1. Okay, for example, you can go here and save. But if you can see, there is a lot of things is here. and user is active, and user is the status, and super user here like admin. And also we can apply the groups permissions to this, and last login, date join. So basically this is the user table. If you go to the PG admin screen, if I go and refresh this table, okay, here I can see the ID, password, last login, and username, and first name still we are not saved it, so that's the reason it's not showing up anything. And whatever information which is related to the user, which is capturing into this table basically. So the table name is called the AUTH underscore user, all the data which is capturing. One of the great feature of uh, the Django here, the password is encrypted by default. You don't need to worry about encryption process. Basically, we can use this one. Okay, so we can basically use the encryption process directly. Okay, so moving to the here, I'm going to save this file, and if you can see the first name, last name is got saved, and this information is got updated. I'll go back to here and refresh the screen. I can see the first name, last name here with the similar name. Okay, so we are not done much here so far. We just created this first name, last name, and we are looking into it this moment. Okay, now I'm going to say something. Okay, we are talking about e-commerce, means there is a lot of things are there, guys. We have to look into one by one. Okay, the first thing is I want to create a products. Okay, I will use this application is for the products. We need to create a products here. So products means what? So in e-commerce project, if you go to the like Amazon website, or like any Alibaba website or something, there is so many products are there. So we are going to display the products in this application. When you click the product and product description, product information, we are going to see it here. So basically, what is there in this Django, right? Let me tell you the main secret of Django here. So, okay, so you will have the, this is what I used to explain to the people. If you look at this, and this is the main thing, guys, have a look into it. This is the Django main. Here what I'm going to do, right, this is the Django app. Okay, so Django project, so Django is having the urls.py. So it is the main URLs, guys. Just remember, this is the main URLs, and from these main URLs we'll navigate to the different URLs basically. Okay, so let me take it here. This is the main URLs. From there to the, I'll go to the app one. Okay, so if we can go to the app one, so we can change it to this. Okay, app one urls.py. Okay, it is not required. So I will change this color to this something like green, or like something called this. I'll create one more app, so we can keep it here. So this is the app two. So what is the app one and app two, if you can ask me? Assume that you are building the e-commerce project like Amazon. In Amazon, there is so many things out there, products, orders, and also we have the user management. There is a different modules out there. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use the here what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use the different apps for the different one. For example, this app one is nothing but products. Okay, app two is nothing but here the orders. I'm just giving the names related to this. So maybe another app I will create. That app name is called users. I will create multiple users, guys. If you look at this, I will create users here. Okay, the products, orders, users. Like that, I can create n number of apps in my project. Okay, so Django is the main project. Under that, I can create n number of apps here. Okay, but if you look at here, this Django is having the main URL, and every app is also having the urls.py. This is one URL, this is another URL, then is another URL. Like that, if you're creating the n number of apps, so basically n number of URLs will be there. So I'm just going to say it is the app n. Okay, say that app n, and we can say this is something like this dot some blank. So we can have the n number of URLs. From the URLs, actual Django follows the MVT architecture. That's called model view template. So what I'm going to do, right, let me do something here. I'm going to take some database here, just create a database. This database, I will use it as a bigger one. So I will put it as a centralized database. So this database basically, like, I will going to say it is a one database only. Okay, so we can use one database here. So from this, there is a Django. From the Django, I'm connecting to the multiple apps through the URLs. From the each URL, I will navigate to the different model, view, and template. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to create, let me take this. So here I will navigate. Take this and you can keep it here, and I will give the different color. Say that this, and okay, we can also take this. Okay, the URLs. This is the view, and this is the template, and also I'll give this. Okay, if you look at this, this is the something is call it as the views. Okay, and this is something is call it as templates, and I can say that small, let me give the small letters. Okay, templates. Okay, so templates or template we can say, and this one is the model. Okay, so this is how the structure is, guys. So basically, okay, so what I'm going to do, right, you see this, every app follows the same structure. So let me copy paste. So here also views, and here also models. Okay, and here also templates. Same thing will be repeated for the every app. So this is what I said, the secret. Okay, we should know about this way to understand Django very easy. So only one database, but I am using the model view template for each app. So Django is having the main urls.py, and every app, every project is having the different apps here, and every app follows the MVT architecture, right? So I will talk about what is MVT in shortly, and if you can look at this, same thing will be repeated, guys. So hopefully you understand here. So I'm going to use the same templates, and you can use the same model like this. So every app has the same story, in the sense views, templates, model. Okay, so basically your model is interacts with the database. Okay, so actual logic is there in the views. From the views we'll navigate to this to the model. From the model we'll go to the database. The model is nothing but a script, a Python's code or Python's classes, where we can create a tables into the database. So model deals with the database. Okay, so basically model is deals with database. Okay, let me take, guys. Okay, so I think mm, okay, so basically model deals with database. So templates is deals with like user interface. Okay, basically this is I can say templates deals with the user interface. Okay, and views are nothing but a business logic. You write a business logic here. Hopefully you understand it here. So basically we use the so let me put control Z, yeah. So business logic will be there. In this case I'm going to say 5. Okay, so all the business logic we will mention in the views. Okay, so template is for user interface, model is for the database, business. So the views are nothing but controllers in this project. Okay, views will decide which one I need to call. Is that models? Is that templates? Sometimes your Django project doesn't require to make a call to this model also. Sometimes we don't use the model also, guys. Okay, sometimes we don't need to call the model also. Because model is nothing but a script to create a tables in the database. So this is how the whole structure is. So the main URLs, and from there we are navigating to the different apps URLs. From the app to we are navigating to the we are following the MVT architecture. So most of the people don't know MVT architecture we are applying on the each app, not on the project level. Okay, so that's where this is actually there. So we are having the database, and this is how it is. So I'm going to create a app in this case. So I'm going to create a product app in my local. So let me go to this control C, and to create an app here. So Python -.py, and we can give a name called start app, and we'll go with the products. Okay, so I will use the products here. Just click on these products, and products will be created at the left side. Okay, so products will be created at the left side. So if you look at these products, there is a lot of things here. Again, it is having the admin.py, apps.py, models.py, test.py, views.py. So we were going to see it here, guys. So main thing is that this commerce having the urls.py. From here, we will navigate to these products. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to create here something called urls.py. So when you created any app, so urls.py won't be there. So we have to create urls.py for each and every app when you're working on it. Okay. So simple, what I'm going to do, right? I will create a model first. Then I will come back to that giving the link. So to create a model, we have the models. There is a from Django.db import and models. So we can use these models to create basically uh, a table. Okay, we are going to create a table. So for example, take class, I'm going to use the product, and you can say that models dot model. And if you are creating your own model here, basically this Django model, we have to use the this models dot model. This models dot model means it is a super class. Basically we can use the super class to connect with here. Okay, so now I will use the some columns here. For example, you take the product ID. Okay, we can say that product ID is equal to the models dot integer field. Okay, so we can use the integer field, and we can mention it here, or like product name. I will use the name is equal to the models. Sorry, the models dot. Okay, and we can use something called char field. Okay, we can also write the char field. These are the field names which we can write it to create the models. The name is the models here. Okay, and inside this we need to mention the maximum length here. The maximum length, I can say it's like the product name should not be more than 25 characters. This is how I can write. And also like a product will have product, we can mention the cost here. So models dot, and we can go to the decimal field, we can say. So when you're going to say the decimal field, we need to write some decimal places and all. Okay, so I'm using the decimal places, or two, we can say something like this, like $200 30 cents or something. Okay, we have to give the decimal spaces, how much we can specify it here. And also product will have some description. Okay, we can say something like description equal to the models dot. Okay, and we can say that text field or text area, something like this is there. We can use the text area or text field. So what I can do, right, text field. Okay, I'm going to use the text field here. Just you can give it as like blank. And also if you want to put it as a maximum length, how much maximum length you can accept here, I can say that 500 votes or 500 votes, basically like. So and also we can create a date here, and so we can say that create from date time. And so let me create a date time here, import, and date time. So I will say here date time, and use the date here, product to date. Okay, so date is equal to, and models dot or create date or update date, we can mention here basically. So I'm using the models dot and date field or date time field, uh, anything you can take it up. Okay, and you can mention here date time dot now. Okay, basically we can use it. Okay, so yeah, so this is fine. So this is a date. So what I mean to say that we can write ID, name, cost, description, and date. Like that, we can increase the field names. Okay. So if you want to write more fields, also we can write. And for example, I want images here. So I will create image, product image. I will say that products dot and image field. So in the image field, we can mention the upload to. Okay, so basically upload underscore to or something. Okay, so you can mention here which path you need to upload it. So, and one more important point I need to make tell that if some fields are not important to you, for example, this image is not mandatory, we can mention here null is equal to true, and also like blank, we can say that the blank is equal to true. Okay. Okay, so this is also we can say that if you think this image is not mandatory, we can make it as true, and blank is also true. And we'll also say that date time is current time, we can take it up. So this is a simple class I'm creating, guys. By using this class, I can create a table. So what is the purpose of Django? Very simple. Django is ORM, object relational mapper. In a sense, you can write Python code and which will convert into the database. Okay, so I'm going with this and show you that practically how it will create a table. You don't need to worry about SQL knowledge. If you don't know SQL knowledge, that is fine, but we can create this table. Okay, if we can see, there is a migration folder here. When I go on to create migrations are nothing but you are creating a scripts, converting the Python using the Python code. You are making a internal SQL query. Okay, so let me tell you here the point. If we can go to this, okay, I'm little scroll down. Let me scroll down here. Okay, not this. Let me take the new page. Okay, here what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to tell you something here. You create Python model class. This model class you have to convert into the SQL object, okay, or SQL script. You can say SQL script. So how can I do this one? We have to use the command called make migrations. There is something called make migrations. If you want to convert this Python model class into the SQL script, then we can use the make migrations command. Okay, and this SQL script, if you want to run this SQL script, if you want to run into the database, so you want to run this SQL script into the any database you use. For example, I want to use this SQL script to run into the Postgres, or we can use in the settings.py, you can configure it. So Postgres. So to execute this query, we are going to use the migrate command. So migrations is for to create the script. Migrate command is to execute that script into the database. Okay, so that's how the Python. So you're not using any SQL. So the Django will create a SQL query. Django will run that SQL query into the Postgres database. So that's where this is so important, guys. So we have to use this make migrations and migrate command to run onto the system. So I'll go back to the here, and I'm going to run the same command. You can write n number of fields here, but I am not writing many fields because we have very limited time. So I will go with the few fields here, say that manage.py, and run the command called make migrations. So, okay, I'm going to run make migrations. If there is any error or any exceptions or something, which will come to know once you run this command. So let me run this command. Okay, so it's saying that there is no make migrations are there. It's because of you are not register your app products into the installed apps. So whenever you created for example, whenever you created any app, for example, here products is there, you can have the orders, any app you created, we need to register into the settings.py. You can go here and give the you can say that my apps. Okay, so you can say that my apps. So you can write here app name is products. Okay, same name of app. So basically your app name is the products. You have to provide that and put it as a comma. So I'm just added this products now. Now I'm going to execute the command again because previously it is not detected. Reason is being you are not added the this created app in the installed app. So installed apps is nothing but a list, a Python list. We need to add, if you are created any app there in the project, we need to add here basically. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to run this command here now, Python 3 manage.py make migrations. If you can see here, what is missing, guys? The first one is the cost. You have to give the maximum decimal must define with the maximum digits. So I will go back to the models. I need to define it, decimal places you are mentioning it, but you have to define the one more attribute name is called the maximum digits. So I will use the maximum digits here. We can say 5. Is it 5 numbers or 6 numbers or 7 numbers we need to mention? And one more important thing is ID can only be used as the field name if the field is also set the primary key is equal to true. Yes, of course, right? We can say primary key is equal to true. Or if you want to say it is a product ID, you can change it to the product ID. Okay, you can give any names here. Okay, I just changed it. If you look at here, so far migration is not created. We got an issues here, some issues. We fixed now. I'm going to execute the again make migrations. You can see that it is successfully executed now. And also you look at the something called in the products, there is a migration folder. If you click on this 001 and initial.py, basically the Django is created a script for you. There is a script here, the script is created. So what I mean to say that, guys, if you go to the steps I mentioned, your Python model class, which is converted into the SQL script by using the make migrations. Okay, so we actually run the make migrations command here. If you look at this, we actually use the make migrations command. This make migration command is actually created the SQL script. That is nothing but this script, this migration script. I can say that this is the model which is created. Okay, and this is very important. You should not delete this file, and you'll face you will encounter a lot of issues. Don't delete it. Okay, the first step we are done with the make migrations, guys. And next step, I need to run the migrate command to execute this query into my table. Because if you can go to this PG admin screen, and what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to refresh this table, and still I can see 10 tables only. Okay, now what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to execute the command called migrate command. Then only you can see the latest table will be created in the database. So python 3 manage.py, I'm going to enter the migrate command. Now if I go back to the my database and go and refresh the screen, and then you can see the 11th database, which see 11th table is created. And if you observe the table name, which is something interesting, and this table name is always the app name underscore and model name. Okay, the products is app name and square and model name. Okay, so what I can say that in Django, basically, so I'm going to tell you in Django, table name is, okay, table name is app name plus app name plus, or we can say something like this, underscore and model class name. You can say like this, table name is app name. So basically this is the one, table name is always app name underscore model class name. So this is what the conclusion I can say. So you can go back to this products, and you can see this products is the like app name and the model name. If we expand this this table, and you can see the column names here, like product ID, name, cost, description, date, image. These are the 4 tables, 4 data which is created. If you want to see the data, you can just click on the view all rows, and there we can see the some columns. You can add more columns also, it depends on your requirement, but I added only this much data now. Okay, so moving to the code. Okay, so we are done, but I want to insert this data into the database. So it's very simple, guys. There is admin.py. We can use the admin.py. So you can say that admin dot site dot and register, and you can use this function to register the data. Okay, so what we need to register, right, we need to get the models dot import, and we can use the name called, so basically I am importing the model which I created. What is my model name is the product. Okay, so I'm into the same admin.py. So admin.py will be created for the every app by default. I'm going to this admin.py, and using the from dot models import, and you can click here. So this is the product. So basically I'm not using the main one. So you can look at here, this products only I'm using it. In the products, there is a models product, and in the products, there is something called admin.py. So I'm actually using the admin.site.register, okay, to link this product with the admin screens. Okay, if you look at this is very important step. So I'm linking this product information to the my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do, right, I will go back to the 1 second. I'll go back to the Django admin screens. I'll refresh this page. If you refresh this page, nothing will happen because my server is not up. So I'll let me run the server here. Server is down. We can use the manage.py server. Okay, and the spelling is wrong. Something, yes. So it's a run server. Sorry guys, that's my bad. Run server, and server will get up now. So I'll go back to the again the URL. I'll refresh it here, and you can see at the left side there is a products. So products is there here. If you click on the products, then you can also click on the add product, and you can see all the columns which we are seeing sometime back in the uh, so basically this data which we are, these are the columns which I've seen in the database. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to add some data here. Product ID is 200, like we can create 1111, and the name of the product is, for example, we can write Samsung, Apple products, whatever the products, you can mention it here. So for example, I'm going to mention here some products. So say, for example, Samsung, and 19 Samsung 9 or something, and cost is, for example, $600, and description is, okay, this is Android phone, and built in 2020 or something, 2020 year, or manufactured in 2020 year. Okay, so we can create some text here, and we can use the date here. So we can use the today date, and you can use the time is, for example, now time. That's fine. Now I'm going to click on save button here. Okay, so let me click on the save button. Now you can see there is one project, product object is 111 is get done. So you can go back to the PG admin, but I'm not giving the image so far. I will give it in sometime later. Let's go to the view all rows, and you can see that the data which is got inserted into the my database, but image is not there here. Okay, there is no image, guys. So there is no image here. So what we can say that we need to create an image here. So how to create an image? So there is some settings we have to do it, guys. I will tell you in shortly. And but this is how we can bring the data into the UI. For example, if we go to the code, if you put this code is line number 4 is the comment, and if you can refresh your project, and it won't show. Basically the product itself is not there. Okay, even this admin screen, if I refresh, it is not there. So that means you can see only users and groups that whatever you added, right, that information which is gone. Okay, so what we can do, right, we'll go back to this, and we'll make it as admin dot site register, and the product is there. So this is fine now. Okay, now what we can do, right, that details I want to display on the user interface, like to the end user. So whatever the details I'm entering at the front, at the back end, I want to display those information to the front end. So let's go and try that option now. So what I'm going to do, right, these models are there. I'm going to use the views and to display this content on the my page. But before that, we need to do some settings here, and let me do that settings here. So there is something called DIRs here. So when you are working on the templates are nothing but where you want to store the HTML code, and all the user interface data. See, so far you are seeing the admin screen. So that information I want to show to the end user. So if admin is giving the, for example, is admin is uploading the 10 products, the 10 products information I want to show to the end user. So what we can do now, I'm going to create that information now. We'll see that how it works. Okay. Now, so this directory templates, if you go to the Django documentation, you'll get some idea, guys. Let me take you to the Django documentation. Here, this is, we don't want, okay, let me go to here. Okay. And if you look at the Django documentation, everything is there here, overview, installation, and how the documentation is there, and the model layer and template layer and forms. Let's get into the template layer first. And if you look at the template layer, a lot of information they provide, and there is so many tags, filters, comments, so many things they can give it to you. So, but if you want to configure the templates in your local, we have to use some settings here. Okay, we need to select some base directory here and join that base directory into the templates. So before going to that, if anybody have any questions so far, you can ask me on the chat box. I'll wait for a few minutes. Can you please ask me any questions you have? It I will answer. Any questions, guys? Any questions? I'm reading chat box. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions here? Any questions from anyone? Okay, let's move on to this. Okay, I got a question now. If define the tables in form of class which supports to be in the project. I did not understand the question is. Okay, so moving to the next. So we need to do something like we need to create. Okay, so let's get into this. We need to create here the like. Let me tell you something. We have to go to this. We have to add the directory here, guys, to place all the templates. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to use the templates, and here we can say something like os.path. So it is actually like within the list only, os.path dot, and we can use the join, and in the join we can put as a base directory, which is we have it, and comma. Then we can create any directory. You can place all the directories there. So what I will do, right, I will create one directory here. I will place all the directory there. Example, I used to do like this to remember easily. This is what I created. So basically you need to import OS. So just use this import OS. So OS path. So current path only I'm taking up here. So you can look at this os.path join base directory and base app and templates. That's how it is. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to create one more app is called the base app. So to create base app, so manage.py start app, and we can give the name called base app. Okay, so let me create a base app here. Okay, if you go to the e-commerce and base app is created, and there is a models, there is a views, there is apps, admin, everything is there. So what I'm going to do, right, I will change the front end screen first, then I will come back to this base app and I can do. So what I'm going to do, right, I will go to the views here. I'll create one view here. So what is the view? Okay, index is the view, and we can use the request. So what is the request? So remember guys, in the Django development, either we can go for the function-based views or class-based views. So in these examples, the entire this coding, I'm going with the function-based views to understand in better way. Class-based views also we can do it. Okay. So in this function-based views are nothing but you are writing the logic. As I told you previously, views are nothing but a logic we are going to define. From the views, we'll move to the model, and from the model to the, we'll bring the data and show it on the templates. Okay, so what I will do, right, def index of request, and here we are going to return to the HTML page. Okay, so return, and we'll return to the HTML page, return and render. So we have to return to that page. So we are going to use the same thing. So render is the function basically, which is there in the shortcuts, Django.shortcuts import render, return render request, and here I'm going to mention the details. The request comma, and we are going to create something called index.html. So let it keep this index.html, and I'm going to give this, okay, nothing is there. I'm just going to render to this page. So what I'm going to do, right, in the base app, I will create a folder name is called the templates. So in this templates, I will create a file name is called the index.html. So let me create index.html. So I will go to the Bootstrap and get this code done. So go to the Google, type something called Bootstrap, and so Bootstrap. The Bootstrap is one of the web framework for the responsive web designing. I'm going to use the Bootstrap 4. There is a Bootstrap 5, Bootstrap 6 is also there, and you can go to this Bootstrap 4. Okay, I'm going to this. I'm just clicking on this. Okay, you can a little slow. If you look at this, guys, in this Bootstrap, I need to get the files. So it's basically simple. There is a starter template is there when you go to the welcome screen, and this starter template I need to copy and go to the place this code into the index.html. I just created the index.html. You can place it here. Okay, so that should be fine. So this is the hello world. I can say that welcome to the commerce project. So welcome to commerce project. Okay, and we can mention here. So what I'm going to do, right, when I will go to the my, and so basically when you open the website, when you will open your application, it goes to this index.html. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm not writing any models, anything here, just I will keep it this view. This view I will call from the URL. So when you created any app in your project, we need to create urls.py. So I'm going to create URLs because we need to navigate through the URLs only, the urls.py. So what I'm going to do, right, if you go to the products, and even in the products also we are not created URLs, but in the main app, right, there is a URLs. I will take these URLs and paste it in. I will copy this and go to the base app URLs, and I will place it here. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, right, I don't want to use the admin, so I will use the path only here. Okay, so we can use the path, and path is having the three parameters. The first one is what is the path here. You can give it as a blank, don't write anything because you're pointing to the index.html. We need to call the views here, and from and dot import and views. And in this views, so basically this is the views. In this views, you are written a function called index. This we can call it as a view function or like view. So I will go back to uh, the URLs. I will call this one. Okay, we already inputted the views here, the views dot index, and this is enough. If you want to give a name for this, we can give name. This is called namespace, and I'm giving the name here, saying that index only or welcome or anything we can give. So since you added these URLs to this base app, I need to include those URLs into the main app. because if you look at my explanation, the where I given, so first main app URLs, from the main app URLs I will go to the different URLs. So I need to register here the other URLs. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use the path, and we are going to import the actually URLs here. Okay, so any questions here before going to add path? So anybody have any questions, guys? So do you have any questions? I'm reading the questions there. Anyone have any questions? How to connect with the posters to the DjangoDB admin site? Already I mentioned, right, the admin site which is there. I already mentioned to it. So we can see settings.py is there to connect with admin, right? So we already seen that one. So what is your question basically? You can ask me. You can put your question on chat box. Guys, can you please, what is your question? Okay. So, okay, fine. I will go with the path here. So we can write here simple like a path. Okay, so just give it as a blank. Don't write anything. And we can include this one. Okay, so basically this include function. So you can use the include here. Again, so this include, not the URLs. You can use the include and not this include. So from the URLs only we are going to use the include. In this include, you can include the URLs, say that base app dot URLs here. That should be fine. We can use this base app URLs, and this is where like we are connecting from this main app URLs to the base app URLs. If you go to this URLs, here if you can see, we are connecting to the index, and index is there. All is fine now. We are able to connect now. I'm going to execute the I'm going to run the server now. Let's see this. I'm going to run the server and run this file. You can see welcome to the commerce project. We are there now. Okay, to make it very nice, this what I'm going to do, right, we'll go to the index.html, and we'll put it, this one is div, and class is equal to container. Okay, and we can say this, so container, and you just keep it this div and close this div, and you can refresh the page. So okay, this class container, we have it. And one more important thing is that if you want to make it, okay, it's container spelling, I'm using the lower, you should use the lowercase, but I previously I used the uppercase now. Okay, the class is equal to, so we can mention here class, say that lead. Okay, if you want to mention the lead, you can mention the lead and go and refresh the page, and it will come to this. And if you want to make it very bold also, we can make it up. So the many ways we can do it. It is all about HTML code. And if you want to make it, if you don't want this one to be lead and you want H1 only, just you can keep it, you can refresh the page, we'll get this. Okay, but if you go to the what I can say, that I want to provide a menu here, I'll go to the bootstrap, and there is a nav bars here. Just go to the layout, not layout, getting started. There is a utilities or components. Go to the components. There is a something called nav bar. Click on the nav bar. Just go to this. Bring some nav bar to our application. So I'm going to use one nav bar in our code. Going to this. Going to this. Going to this. Going to this. Yeah. What I will do, right? I will copy some nav bar to get into to show in our project. So I will use this. Okay, so I will write after this, putting this, and if you go to the refresh your screen, So 1 second, guys. I'm going to refresh this. Hello world. You can see there is a menu. So we are able to create a menu here. This menu is there. So we don't need to mention this welcome to commerce project. Okay, I will do something. We can say it's a commerce. So we can use as a commerce. And here we have the navbar. So we can also give this name here if you want. You can give the commerce here. And this one I can put it after the navbar. Okay, that should be good if you put the navbar. So I will minimize this. Let me put it is the H1 is the commerce. Okay, now this going to be so I'm going to refresh the page. I can see the commerce home page, features, pricing, and all. So what I'm going to do, right, instead of giving this home page, I don't want to give this home page here. Let me remove it. There is no home page. And here I will provide the products. And this one, you can say that something called the operations we can put here, or we can say something like different URLs will come. So we can add those URLs little later. So we don't need to worry about this. Okay. I think we have done this. I'm going to refresh the page, guys, just to have a look into it. Just commerce, products, and operations. If you look at this, there is a little bit design. If you want to add different colors, and we can add it here. So we can use the class navbar is equal to dark. I'm going to use the same class here. So where I can use instead of this navbar light and all, this is I'm using it as a dark, and this is also dark. Okay, and let me go to the screen and refresh it. There is a menu. We can add that, and it also can show to us. Okay, so what I mean to say that this is a commerce, and I want to build something called to show the products on the UI screen. So I will go back to the Visual Studio Code. I want to show the products on my screen. So what we can do, right? This is the products. We have the product. I want to show this product to the UI screen. So what I will do, right? I will create a view and to call these products. Use a DEF and product or list products or product list or something like this. So list under list products we can say, and here we can use the request object and colon, and so basically we need to import the model here. So from, and we can say that dot models. So what we are doing it here in the views, we are bringing the models. Okay, so import, and what is the model name is product. This product I will use it here, the product dot and objects dot and all. So this is how it works, guys. So we need to bring all the products by using, this is called model query. When you write this query means it is actually taking the data from the database. Okay, we are actually bringing the data from the database. Let's see this how it works. I'm going to keep all this information into the I can say that list product. So we can say all products. So all products this, and I'm going to return this all products to the one of the HTML page. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? All products is equal to products.object model. I want to return this data to the HTML page. So what we can use now, return, and so return spelling, return and render, and in the render function we can use the request comma, and we can use the some HTML page here. So I'm going to use the products.html to get the data here. And the last one is the context. The context is nothing but we need to send some dictionary object here. Say that the context is all products. All products is there. This all products is having the key. This key is actually we are assigning. So this function, basically what we are doing it, right? We are bringing the data from the database. That data we are assigning to the all the products, guys. If you look at here, what I am doing it, there is all products are there. which is from the database. That data I'm assigning to the one key. I will use this key in the templates in the HTML page to display the content. Okay. So return render request products.html and the context. Okay. So this is how it is there. And I need to call this list product from the URLs. Okay. So what I will do, right, I will go back to the main URLs. I will just copy these URLs and I will place it in the products dot URLs. I don't want this, and remove this admin here also I don't want, and here also I don't want include, and remove everything. Okay. So when I use the products, you can use the products here slash, here this is the path. Okay, we have to give the path here. So whenever you use the your application slash products, it display all the products, guys. So I need to bring the views here from dot views and import. In the import I have something called this products. This is going to use, or else we can do one thing, we can use the from dot, okay, and import views. Either way you can write it, so both ways it works. So when you use the views means every time we can use this views. I think this is the correct one. Okay, views dot, and we can use the list products, sorry, list products here, and give the namespace. That's where is the products. Okay, this is how it is. I'm done now. Okay. So we have the URLs, we have the this one. The model is there. The first we created the model, guys. After that, we use the views to get the information. After that, we are using the URLs. Okay, but these URLs are not registered in the main URLs. So I have to go and include that these URLs here. Keep the comma and use this, not the base app. And here I'm going to use the products dot URLs, products dot URLs. Okay, there is some issue. Where is it? Okay, let me go to the URLs. There is a something. Yeah, two times I've written the views. I need to delete it. That's oops. That's my problem. Yeah. So this is fine now. Okay, basically in the main app URLs, we registered the base app URL and products.urls. But these products I can say are like you can put the product only. Okay, this is the product slash. So what is happening, guys? First it will go to the domain and product slash, and inside the products will go to the this products, and products will be displayed. Okay, so I'm going to create here the products.html, and it's very simple. Say that products, okay, products.html, and this is a product.html. So what I will do, right, I will use the same code and whatever it is there here, and you can just keep this information. Okay, and if okay, this is a products.html, you can say all products. And so let me do one thing. All products are there, and what we can do, right, I need to use this link to, if you click the all the products it should show. So what I will do, right, in the main URLs, okay, this href is there. I'm going to add URLs here. Okay, we need to add URLs. So I am reading the text now. Once again, can you show how to connect to the Postgres database? Okay, let me show you. Before coming to this, see, connect to the database is very simple, guys. If you can look at your line number 86 to 95, we actually given the how to connect with the Postgres database. We can connect to the Postgres database, we can connect to the Oracle database, any databases we can connect. But this engine is very important here. This is called a adapter where we are connecting to the different databases. We have the name is e-commerce and user is user password, and you have to get database to be created in your local, and then you can connect with this database. Okay, that's how basically this works. We have to give this information. Okay, then only it connects. And you try, and if you are facing any issues, please let me know. Okay, fine guys, going back to the our statement, actually flow in index. When I click the products, that should go to the products page. So what I will do, right, there is a syntax here, the percentile. So inside this we can give the URL and give the name of the URLs here. This is a Django syntax. When you want to write Python code in the HTML page, you have to follow with the a template code. This template code is also called as the Jinja. Okay, in Flask and other Python terminology, we use the Jinja template code. But if you want to use the variable name, we can use the this percentile, and in the curly braces, I'm giving the URL name. What is the URL name of this? If you go to the products views and URLs, there is a name called products. This is the same name I'm giving it here. If you go to this index.html, I'm giving the same name. Okay. Okay. If I click the products, it should go to the products.html and display the products. So far, I'm not displayed the products here. So what I can do, right, I will use something called percentile, and I will display this. But for that, I need very good template. I will go to the Bootstrap and I'll get some very good template here. Go to the carts. In the carts, you can take any nice template if you like it. Okay. Okay. So what I will do, right, I will take this template or else any other template you like it here. Okay, let me take that template. I will keep it here after this. Okay, here I will place this template. Okay, so here class and all this information is there. So let's do first one thing. I'm going to the show you that what is happening at the front end. Go to the hello world, yeah, and refresh the page and click on the products. You can see when you click on the other products, I am seeing this, there is some information. So here there is a dummy text is displaying it, but I want to display the exact the data which is we are actually getting from the database. Okay, so I'll go back here and I will use some code. So we need to traverse percentile, and for, and we have to use the each product. We need to navigate each underscore product and in, and what is the name of the key which we are passing through. If you look at this views.py, we are giving the all product key, same key only we have to use in the HTML. Because do you know one thing, guys, in this view only we are rendering to the HTML page. What we are rendering, we are actually taking the context. What is the context? Context is a dictionary. Whatever information you are sending from the model, same information we are sending. So basically our view is doing get the data from the table and put it into the all products. This all products will give it to this key, and this key is in this dictionary. I am passing this key to this product.html. Now in the product.html, I am using that key to get the data. Okay, so I want to close this. This is a for loop. This is a, if you want to like a for loop, because I there is so many products is there, right? I need to traverse to the each and every product. So that's where I am using it here, percentile and for. Okay, and here this future name is going to be changed. I'm going to give the product name. So this is not the future name. If you see, this is the each product, and that is what my iteration variable dot, and give the column name of your models. For example, I want to display the name here. So go to the this and display the name. Okay. So let me see that. Let me show you this how it looks in the front end. I will go and refresh the page. You can see as Samsung 9, which is got displayed here from the database. Okay, Samsung 9, which is got displayed on the screen. And similarly, basically, I will keep this one here instead of the product name. I will instead of name, I will give the product ID here. because that is a better way to keep it. What is the product ID? So it go to the models. Yeah, product ID, exactly same name only I'm keeping here. And next name is, use this same code and you can replace it here. So instead of product ID, you can use the name. So I'm using the name in this case. So instead of name, you can use the I mean different columns, different data which I'm printing. If we want to display the description here, and we can say each product dot, and what is the column name for the description is the description only. You can just take this one and you can print the description here. You can go and refresh the page and you can see triple one is the ID number, Samsung 9. This is the Android phone and built in 2020. This is what we entered there. Okay. And also, for example, here you want to make it the product ID, right? This is the hash and this is nothing but the product number, product ID, you can say. Okay, product ID, go and refresh the page. You can see product ID is 111 and Samsung, this is Android phone and built in 2020, go and something like this. And also this is actually in the center. I don't want in the center. I'll make it as a normal and you remove the center here, refresh the page and you can see the details like this. Okay. And also what we can do, right, here 2 days ago is there. I don't want this one. And what we can do, right, I can display the cost there. So what is the cost of this product? I am going to display there and you can use each product and instead of description you can mention the cost here and we can put it as a dollar symbol. Okay, better. And that's, you can go to this web's application, you can say $600, right? The product ID is 111 and Samsung, this is Android phone and built in 2020, something like this, we have it. So if you click the go somewhere, it is not going to be anything. Okay, so what I will do, right, I will go to the Amazon. So Amazon website, okay, and especially for the electronics. So let me go to the Amazon website. Let me bring some, I don't want to load any images here. Let me do something. For example, okay, okay, laptops. Click on this Dell laptops. Okay, just I'm building it. I'm not doing anything here. Just showing this. Click on this. So basically, we are listing the in Amazon all this information. Okay, see all these laptops information, and they are given. They are not given the full information. If you click this one, it will go to the Amazon website. I mean, it will give you the description. So this is what you can add to cart. We can do it basically, right? If you click this one, it will show you the complete description about each product. In similar fashion, first we are listing the products, then we can display it. For example, let me do it. I will go to the site admin, refresh the screen, and this is the products. I want to add new product. So product is 222 and product name, for example, let me copy here. So this is Dell XPS. Let me go and keep it in this. Okay, and this is the name. Okay, 16-inch. And the cost here, for example, something that I mentioned, I will put it as like something like $1,000 example. And description, we can write some description like whatever it is there. This whole description I'm going to copy paste and you can keep this description here. Okay, that should be fine. And you can use the date here and today date. And now you can use something like that. You can save. Okay, what is happening? Okay, ensure where, and there is a 500 characters only I have given. Okay, okay, but there is extra characters is there because we are given the limit, right? If you go to the model, in the model I mentioned the 500 is the maximum length for the description. If we add more value, then will be a problem. So that is one thing. And cost is also, it should not be more than 3 digits. So that is the reason, because we are given that value here. The maximum digit is 5. So total digits is 5, but there should be decimal value is 2. That means, and we have to write an example like this. So 300.53 or 56. So total values is 5, maximum digits is 5, but decimal is like dot 56 dot 67, something like this. So already I mentioned here, so it should not allow to write, but I can write 999 dot and 76, this can be allowed. Okay, so I'm going to click the save button. So absolutely fine. If you think like there is a product object 222 and product object 111 is there, so I want to do something like overriding the string method here. So you can use the str underscore underscore, and we can use the self method to override the name return, and sorry, return, and self dot okay, and I'm using the name here. Okay, we just written the name. I'm going to save this file. Okay, let it be. And if you can go and refresh the screen, you can see the names of the product is there here. And also, if you go to the our application, you can refresh it here, and you can see Dell XPS, some information is there. Right, this is how we can build, and a lot of things is there, but you can see there is no space here. We can also create if you go to the product HTML page, and you can give something called some space. So you can say that empty is equal to 4, and you can go and refresh the page, and there is a space between the each product, I mean in the sense each card. And even if you can add a number of products, guys. Okay, it can be displayed like this. And but what is missing here, the image is missing. I'm going to add image here. Okay, so let's go to now. But to add images, let me close all these things. I will tell you how to add an image. So basically these images are going to be stored into the static folder or image folder. So what I'm going to do, right, I need to go to the settings.py, and we need to set something here. Okay, let me set some data, and before that you can read something about this. Okay, so let me tell you, if you want to store any images in your application, and we need to use the static, which is a separate one. So managing the static files means images, JavaScript, and CSS. And this static files, that is nothing but django.contrib.static files, is one of the app. Automatically it is installed, it is there in the installed apps. If you go to the settings.py, and if you look at the installed apps, there is something called line number 40 django.contrib.static files, which is already there. And rest of the things I'm going to talk about this. And also you can see there is a URLs here. But in this here, what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to um, set the configurations. So how to set the configurations here? Okay, so we need to set the configurations very clearly, and then we'll come back to this one. Okay, so I'm going to create media URLs. I'm going to keep all images, videos into one file, because Django is well organized concept basically, right? So we can use the media underscore URL, and equal to, and we can say that slash media. So I'm using all the files into the media files here, and media underscore root, and equal to os dot, because os is already imported here, dot join, and use the base directory, base dir, which is already there on the top, and we can use media. So what I'm doing it here, whatever images which I'm uploading into my project, those should be there in this media. Basically those should be there in this media file. Okay, there is a slash is missing, that's the reason I've just added. Now this is okay. So what I mean to say that, guys, this is missing something, uh, slash is missing, so that is the reason that error came. So in this case, we are keeping all the media files into the media. That's where this we are using it. And one more important step, you have to go to the commerce URLs, and we need to add the main path here. Okay, so we need to add here in the settings something called import the static. We need to do some steps here. So what I'm going to do, right, static. So static URLs and all these things we need to import it here. And so before going to do something, do you have any questions? You can ping me on the chat box. Anybody have any questions, guys? Anybody have any questions to take it up? Any questions? I'm reading the some questions in the chat box. Just give me a second. I'm reading the questions here. So what is the STR method? Okay, that's a good question. If you look at the products, there is a model. This STR method is basically like, okay, just give me a second. Okay, so if you look at this, the products basically here, def underscore underscore str self dot name. So when you are going to save some information, right, in the table, basically we have to use this, guys. Let me show you exactly what is happening here. If I'm not using the overridden the string method, this product name should show into the undefined letters. Let me show you right away. Okay. So for example, I will remove this one, remove the string method here and refresh the code. And you can see there is a product object 222 and product object 11 is there. Basically, this is not I'm expecting. So I need to update proper information because end user won't understand. So basically we are converting this undefined object. So basically there is an object. When we are going to override in this string, when you want to convert object into the string, then we can go for it. So that's the reason we are just giving this string overridden. So with the self dot name only I'm doing. If we want to do it, the description also we can do it, but mostly we do it the string only, as the name is the proper one here. If I refresh this one, this will get refreshed with the proper names. I got another question. How routing works in Django? Okay. See, Django, it works like this. First, it will go to the, okay, if you look at in this, uh, in my screen, there is a commerce. In the commerce, there is something called URLs. This is the main app URL. First, this main app URL, then it will go to the different app URLs. If you click the products, it will go to the product first. Then in the product, there is a app products. In the products, again, it will go to the URLs. In these URLs, again, it will check the which view you are calling it. So it is like a flow going one by one. First, it will go to the main app URL. From the main app URL to the any app URL. From any app URL to the, it will go to the views, from the views to the model, something like this. So if you can look at here, commerce is the main one. From here, it will the URLs. From here, it will navigate to the different URLs, guys. Okay. And don't worry, I'm going to place the complete detailed videos in separate playlist. And maybe I'm going with the project perspective here. If you want to understand clear concept by concept, I'm going to upload the some 20-25 plus videos about the Django. You'll get more idea. Okay. Fine. So let me focus on the project level. We'll see that. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? This is the products we have it. Now I want to upload an image and to show to the end user. Okay. So this is the main URLs. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to use the something called imports. Yeah, let me do it. Okay. From the Django and configuration. So django.conf, and here we have the .urls and .static and import and static. So this is the one. And from, okay, and here I need to import settings also. So for that, django.config. Okay, so these are all like configurations which is by default is there in Django. We are importing those modules in import, and we can use the settings. Okay, and something is missing here, spelling Django. Okay, so django.config and settings. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, right, whatever path you created just now, okay, if you go to this settings.py, you created this media path. I want to add that path to this URLs, main app URLs. So let me add this path here, because to display the images, we can't display directly, guys. We have to do some settings like this, then only we can display it basically. Okay, so what I'm going to do, right, plus and use the static, sorry, static. Okay, this static is wrong. Static, inside the static, and there is a settings, and settings dot, and we can use the media. Okay, media URL. Okay, else you can say, I will copy this. Okay, settings.py. I'll go to this settings, can get this media.urls. I'll keep this media.url, comma. So I'm adding the path where we can keep, where we are actually storing the images and everything. So document underscore root, we can use settings dot media root. Okay, media root is there. Here we configured, right? If you look at the settings, there is a media root, same thing, only and copy pasted without any changes. Okay, I hope this is correct. Let's see this. So what I'm going to do, right? Okay, let me run the server again. So I'm running the server now. This is fine. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to upload images. Okay, if you look at this, there is a products. If you look at the products models, actually I'm storing the image. I'm not storing any images here, so I need to use the images slash, and you can put it there. Whatever the images are there, you can store there. That's how it works. Okay, now what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to little modify. Since I modified the path, I'm going to use it as a path. So if you want to keep images and products, and if you want to store the images there, and you can use it. Upload to. So since if you modify anything in the with respect to the product level, you have to execute the code again, manage.py, and we have to do something called make migrations. There is a changes, and you can do it, and also we can do the migrate. This is how it works, guys. Okay, I'm going to run the server. Fine, absolutely fine. Now what I'm going to do, right, this is a Dell image. I need to upload some image here. So what I will do, right, I'll go to the some images. Okay, what I will do, right, I will upload some images. For example, this is the Amazon. I will upload this image. So let me download this image. Yeah, what is this here? This image is not downloading. I'll go to the Google and will download some images, Dell images, and we'll go to Google laptop images. I'll download it. Okay. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, save image to the downloads, and also I need to download the Samsung. Okay, Samsung mobile images, we can download it. Okay, so for example, I want to download this and save image to the downloads. So what I'm going to do, right, guys, I'll go to this change product. I'll use this choose file. I just now download it. So I will use last modified, last added. Okay, not in this. Go to the downloads. Okay. Okay. Well, the previous one is not downloaded. 1 second. Let me download the. Save image to the download. 1 second, guys. I'm actually downloading one image and uploading it here. Okay, I got image. Upload it here. Save it. Okay, and also upload Samsung. and you can use the Samsung mobile and upload it here. Basically, I'm uploading the images and click on save button. Okay, fine. So we are done with those images, but when you go and refresh here, it won't show because I need to update information. Okay, I need to provide that. So I will use now, go to this Visual Studio Code and go to the HTML page, products.html. So, okay, and go to the templates and click on the products.html. And here we have the products. So basically I want to display image. Okay, so where I can display the image, guys, if you can look at this. Okay, I will use the, this is called body. I can do something. So div class is equal to and col span col sm. This one is, I will keep it as a 4 and I will close this one. Okay, and we can close this div tag, and in between I will use the image src equal to, I mean we can write this and close this image. Basically I need to give a path, but when you're giving the path here, how to define a path is the question, right? Can I say that you can look at, you can take this each product. Okay, so each product dot, and here the image dot url. So image dot url. Okay, so this is how we can define it, guys. But let's see this, this is image is going to show here. If I go and execute this, no, image is not showing up because we are done small mistake here. What is the mistake? What we have done? How to upload images is how to display the images here. So anybody guess what is your answer? What is missing here? How to display the images? So how to display the images? I will answer your questions, guys, just in few minutes. I'm just reading the chat. I'll definitely answer your questions. How to display the images is the question now. You can ping your question, your answer in the chat box. Okay, so do you know why this is not printing? I'm just waiting for your answers, but okay, fine. I've given the each product dot image dot URL, but this is not printing. Basically, this is how we need to print you images, but this is not working. Do you know why? That is my question. Anybody think? So image src and inside the bracket each product which we are navigating through dot and image dot url. Let's go and check the models. What is the image name we are giving? It's image only, and models dot image field and images products and all. Let me show you this. It's media. In the media there is images, again there is a products, and these two products are created. If you can look at this, and we are seeing these images in our local. But when I'm trying to use this products.html, I want to display these images on the UI. Then what is happening here? So I'm giving the each product.image.url, but this is not working. So do you guess why? Anybody guess why? So if we can go and refresh this, this is not printing. If we can open this image, so okay, let me close this. There is a type error. This image, it's saying that type error, serve got not expected this keyword argument, this one. So we got an exception saying that the message won't be displayed. Do you know why? That's a question. Anybody guess? Displayed an image field. Okay, displayed an image field. Okay, nice. I'll go to the code. Okay, or my message showing, your message is showing display it in image field. It's image field on the right. Image src is equal to each product and image dot url. So what is else is missing, guys? It's a very important. That's why I'm asking here. If you look at here, each underscore product dot image dot url, I'm giving the same thing. Then what is missing? Yeah, your message is. I'm able to read your messages, Ali. Then what is missing here? Each underscore product and image dot url. This is okay, but I can't see this one. If you look at this error, can you please read the error? Type error, serve got an expected keyword argument called document root, because there is some spelling mistake. It's my bad. If you go to the settings, not settings, urls.py, if you can read something like this spelling is wrong. Okay, and so if any error comes in the Django, you need to debug. You can look at the error at the below itself. Okay, you can see the errors and you can easily find out Django errors. That's not a big deal. If you go and refresh, I can see images. Okay, if I refresh the screen, no, answer is like I use the wrong settings. I fixing now settings. Now it's working. I can see the images here, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? We don't want this. We don't. I'll go and add. For example, let me go to this Samsung mobile. Just click on the Samsung mobile and go to the any one of the Samsung. Just and go to this and add something like this description. I'm adding some description here. Okay, because why I will tell you why I'm adding extra now. Go to the Samsung here, and instead of this, you add some data, and that should be fine. Click on the save. Okay, it is a little bit okay. I'm going to remove it. Extra 4 characters is there. I'm just clicking on the save, and that should be fine. Go to this, refresh it. Okay, do you have this so much data? But I want to display the image is left side and text is at the right side. And we'll go to this Visual Studio and go to the products.html, and we can do something here. The whole thing I will take div class, okay, and we can use the calls sm-12, and inside this, okay, I can create div and class and call sm-4, and you can create div, and so what I'm going to do, right, I will keep these image here into the. So basically in Bootstrap there is a 12 grid window. So 4 grid I am giving for image, and remaining I am giving it for the whatever the text we are using it here. Okay, so what I will do, right, let me take it this text and I will keep it here, and this is not 4, this is 8, because the total grid is 12 and I'm dividing 4 is 1, the another 8 is for this, and let it be. Okay, so just show the data. Okay, I'll go and refresh the data here, and okay, but still it is not coming up through. Okay, what I can do now, yeah, so basically, okay, this is the, I will use the 3, and this one I will use this 7, and refresh the page. Okay, that something is gone now. Okay, fine, alignment is okay, we'll have look into it later. So there is a small things about this. So what we have now, we have the product. I don't want to show the whole information here. Okay, there is so much of information is there. I want to cut down some information. Then I will display information when you click on it. Basically here we are not talking about the date also. There is a product date is also not there. And even if you don't want to show the uh, also it's fine. If you don't want to show the this whole content is also fine, we can trim. And if you think if you want to display in the very nice manner, we can have we also having something is called the CK editor. We can also use the CK editors to work on it. Yeah, so I don't want to use at this moment, but I will share that information later, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do, right, I don't want to display the whole text here, so very simple. And we'll go to the products.html. Here only we are this description, right, I will cut down this one. Okay, we can use this. So here if you can go to this Django documentation, there is something called html underscore votes and Django. And if you type um, Django in templates, so you just click on this and go to the Django templates filters. And there is so many things are there, but we need something called what I mean to say that it should do filtering. Okay, HTML, not this. Okay, so HTML underscore votes. Okay, underscore. No. Mm, okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Let me check something here, which I want. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So truncates basically. Sorry guys, the basic issue is basically I want to. If you want to truncate votes, we can use truncate to votes. If you want to truncate HTML, we can truncate also. So basically, like if you don't want to display the whole, if you want to display only 6 votes, 10 votes on the HTML, we can do it. I'll go to now in this description. I'll keep this filter. So each underscore product dot description, there is a filter, truncates votes. How many votes I want to display? 7 votes. You can take any votes. I'll go to this our page, what we are building it here. Okay, if you look at this, refresh the page, and you are cutting down the whole information. You are not displaying the all the data here, right? So if you click the go somewhere, then you can display the complete information. What I mean to say that we are not displaying the all product information here. When you click the go somewhere, then we can display. So instead of saying that view details, I will change this one to the view details. Okay, so go and refresh the page here, and we can see the view details. When you click the view details, then you can show the complete details. Okay, so what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to create one more view here. This is a view. Okay, this is a list view. I will create a detail view. Okay, so def and a detail product view. Okay, so detail products or product details, we can change this name, product details. And we can use a request, and also and comma ID we can use, because whenever you're sending the ID, those information only will get deleted. So I'm going to use now products, product dot, and objects, and dot filter. Okay, and so the ID should match with this ID. So basically the column name is the product ID, and if you pass the ID here, that ID is enough. So whenever this ID is matches, that product only you should display here. Okay, this is called specific product. Okay, it's not all products, you are printing the specific product. And you can use the same context, same code. I'm going to copy paste here, because only filter. So filter is we added, filter is nothing but here where condition. That's where like this is what we are using it here. Okay, and go to this and give the specific product and add it here, specific product underscore key, and this is the products details dot html. Okay, this should be fine. This is okay. Go to the products. It's a product ID only, right? I'll go back to the views and give the same name. So ID, product ID, context is fine. So I'm going to create this product.html in my local. So then I will display all the information. Okay. So in the templates, I'm going to create a new file called products.html. So .html. So inside this, I will display all the products here. So go to this products details, and here I'm not going to truncate these words. So I will display the complete information. So this is not for all the products. This is for each product. Okay. So if you look at the, I need to call this view, guys. There is a view we created here. This is a separate view. This is for this specific product. When I click the product, I should show only that product information. So that is where this product details is there. And if you can go to this URLs and you can add comma to this, add one more path. And this is, sorry, you can copy this path and go to this. Instead of products, you can give the product details here. Okay. And like small letters is also fine. Okay, so product details, and also we can give the product details, and this is okay, views dot, okay, product details. This is the function you are giving. Okay, this is how we need to use this. Basically we are calling these products, but when you are giving this, we need to pass some argument here. Okay, so this is you may get something like, okay, you can pass the string argument, you can pass the anything which you can do it. So for example, if you are passing the string argument here, and we can pass it like this. You can put the string colon, and for example you are passing the name, you can pass name, and you can go to this product details. Instead of a name, instead of id, you can give the name, and instead of this id also I'll give the name. This is the name product. So basically you are passing some information like id or name or something, checking that get only that product information. Filter is nothing but where condition. Select star from product where name is equal to name. This name is actually the user entered name, whichever the user is clicking, that name information which are printing it here. And this is not, it is a specific product information. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use this specific product into the product details. Let's go to the product details here. Product details, and not the key. I will use the product details here. Okay, specific product key, and each product only. Everything is same now. So let's go and try now. We'll try to execute this code, but it won't work because in these products there is a view details. I need to give the link here. So you can give the percentile and give the URL name. And in this URL name, what is the URL name of this? If you go to the views and especially in the URLs, we'll come to know we have to use this name. Product details, and go to the, this is also, you need to save it. Okay, here you need to give the name. Okay, but what name you are sending the name here, then you can give the each product dot underscore and dot name. So if you're sending the name, you can give the name. If you're sending the ID, you can give the ID. So I'm sending the name here. So directly what will happen, right? It will go to the product URLs. So you are sending the name. So that is the reason this name will be taken. The same name will go here. This name is, or else if you want to change the names also, we can change. For example, if you're confusing this one, this is a P name. Okay. So I'll click on this product details. I will use the P name here instead of name. So here also I will use the P name. Okay. This is all. Basically I'm comparing with this. Okay. Fine, guys. We are done. Let me go to the refresh the page. I'm little doubt. Okay, I am little doubt. Name is not defined. Okay, he's saying this name is not defined. We define the name, right? Just 1 second. I'll fix this issue. Meanwhile, you can ask the question in the chat box. Okay, I think because I'm giving the double equal, so that's why. Because the issue is with that double equal to I given, why I given, I don't know. Okay. See here, I given the double equals. So okay, it's a line number 17. I gave double equals. So that is correct. That is incorrect, right? And normally in the where conditions we don't give double equals, but I by mistakenly I given. That's my bad. So I'm going to do right. If you look at this is what the design which I got now. Okay. So let me show you. This is a products.html. If you click the product, that should go to the product details.html. Here we are going to show complete details. It's a details page. If you can click on this product, guys, you can look at this product, or like you can go to the e-commerce project. Okay, let me click this. There is so much of information. I don't want to go to this. Yeah, click on, go to the main web page, click on the products, and there is the products is displayed here. You can click any product in this case. For example, click on the Samsung product, it will show the Samsung one. Okay, and if you want to click always commerce, it should work. Yes, we can use the index instead of this giving this. What I will do, right, percentile, and we can give the URL name here. So if you look at this index.html, also we have this one, right? Same way. So you can give this person, open the curly braces, percentile, curly braces, and URL, and this is the index. You can give this name. So same name. Anyway, I'm not given importing the HTML pages. We can also import here, but I'm not doing that one here for time being. We can also do it in different ways. So instead of writing this same code again and again, we can avoid this one also. Okay, so I'm using the product details, same thing, just copy this. So if you go to this page, refresh it. If I click the commerce, I'll go to the commerce, click on the products, click on the view details information can show to here. See, a lot of things to do it, guys, because it's not really enough this time to build whole thing, but somehow we have tried here. Okay, so instead of going through the my own way, so let me answer your questions. That is very important. Just like going with that way. So I will read questions now. Render it method in the Django which interrupt the translates appropriate output like HTTP. Yes. See, browser is always understand the HTML page. Okay. Okay. So last question is in line number 43 product details .html, why it is not working this? Line number 43. Okay, line number 43. Line number 43 of the product details. Go to this. What is happening here? Previously, it was issue is the previously line number 43. It is working, right? Image is displaying it. The image is displaying it. I don't know what you asked. Okay, your ask is what? Okay, I don't know. Sir, line number 43 in the product details. It is working. Image is working now. You can cross check that. So like that, we can create images, guys. I will show you that there is one project we created generally. Okay, you can have something which I will show. A similar project I created for the other way, and I will show you. just give me a second. So the project which you can look at here, okay, I'm going to close all this. So this is what I created for the one of the team, and I will show you that how to work this code basically. So what I'm going to do, right? This is a similar project, guys. I will share this code with you. Don't worry. So we can use the city space and e-commerce or like e-purchase. This is a different project which I'm showing you, and you will get some idea. So Python 3 manage.py and run server. Okay, this run server, what I'm going to say that we already using the 8000 is a default port number. I'm using the 9000 here. Just enter the 9000, just go to here and you can have a look into it. Is one of the project we already done. Okay, you can see that there is something registrations. We can also done something called products here. Okay, so we can use the products. Okay, products. Okay, so we have this. Okay, one second. I don't know what is the. I'm showing another project. I'm not completed that one as well, but you'll get some idea. Okay, how we are displaying the products there. So basically, we are using the Pro. Okay, I'm going to navigate to that Pro slash, and we have the product details is okay. Okay, let me go to the products here. I'm showing the another project. Okay, basically this is the products. So look at this, guys. Please have a idea about this. Click on this. We have all the list of products, right? Hopefully you are able to see it. There is a list of products here, and if we can click any product here, it is going to be displayed basically, right? You can look at this, and this is the complete details page can be shown. So don't worry, I'm going to see, this is just like giving an idea like how this Django project looks. But if you want to know the uh, complete details of the Django, there is so much things is there. If you want a very complicated project, I'll explain you guys definitely. So what do you think about this? What information you want, you can just ping me on the chat box. There is a lot of things to know about the Django. Okay, I got question. You have given why it is working. Okay, let's compare next line with this. Okay. So what else you need? What is you are expecting from this, guys? What is your what you want to understand from this? Can you please tell me? See, I can also go and write so many things, but I'm not writing it here. We can also have something called registration, something like this. There are so many things, but I'm not writing at this moment. Can you ask your questions? Can I go ahead? Or like, can we stop now? Or like, we'll move on to the next? Can you please someone help me on this? Please, guys, anyone help me on this? Do you want me to continue? Or like, you want me to stop at this moment? There's so much things to do it. If you are okay, then I will continue. This is a basic Django we understand completely, but we want to know industrial level knowledge. See, if you want to understand the industrial knowledge, can you work with me for 8 hours in a day, or like every day something you can spend some time with me? Definitely, I will give you a lot of things because some people in this group they don't know about Django navigations and also that's why there are a lot of things to do it. Actually speaking, but this 2 3 hours 4 hours is not enough. There is so much to do with this project, guys. Really speaking, there are so many things we need to learn. I mean, if you all know the basics, then I can start with very complicated things. But yeah, Mm, okay. So so I will do one thing, guys. I will share something called 2025 videos with you, and you go through the each concept day by day. And if you're interested on the Django, then I can help you on this. Okay. Okay. So moving to the code part, what else is left? I will discuss with you. If you okay, this is what I've done right. Oh, not the users. Okay. If you look at this e-commerce project, which we created now, commerce, we can write, see, right now, this is the base app. We have the commerce and we have the products. We can also create users. We can also create, there are so many things we can do it with here. Okay. I've done only just not even 10%, but so there are so many things we can implement in this Django. Okay. So many things. Okay, but one day I will explain you to this. So even the website which I developed, iampython.com, is also with the Django only. But we can implement a lot of things here. We can incorporate the bootstrap and we can do a lot of things. Right now, this index.html, I am same code I'm copying into these multiple HTMLs, but you can keep these code into the base.htmls. Also, we can do it. Something like that we can try and it works very well. Okay. So I will share the code with you all the code, and if you can try and if it is working, then we can continue it. Okay. We have not a full template with can be amended. Okay. So I'm reading questions here. Do you not have full template which can be amended? Yes, we can do it. Okay, Amit, you want to learn full Django, right? Okay. So definitely we can go. We can have the daily sessions or something we can plan, we can work on it. But what I'm doing at this moment, I'm given the idea. Okay, so it is not like just you can learn within a 2 hours or 3 hours. Definitely it is just like an idea I'm just throwing with you. And if you guys are really interested, without disturbing our actual sessions, I will take you separate sessions, we can work on it. If you want everyday Django live session from the basics to the complete one, we can plan it. Okay, so that we can discuss in our group. If you guys are really interested to learn Django from the basics to the complete professional pack, and without disturbing our actual data science and AI sessions, we can plan sometime in a day and every day one live sessions or something, every small basics, and we'll build this big project within 25 days or 30 days. We can do it. So I don't know what is your guys planning, but we can. It is very interesting subject, guys. If you guys shows interest, okay, Django. I'm going to stop at this moment because you may feel like because I don't want you put into the confusion and go ahead. We will see this everyday one concept. 25 days to 30 days. We'll finish it up the entire Django. I will take live sessions only, but not in the ending. In the morning only, I will take it. Okay, fine. So I will stop it now because so this is a very simple, basic thing I said, but a lot of things to do it. I will share with you. Maybe we'll plan. We'll discuss in our WhatsApp group. Okay, fine. I am stopping it at this moment. If you have any questions or something, you can ping me on WhatsApp. We can have a discussion on it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll catch up it again. Okay.